Alright guys, Fuller coming to you with another video. Shout outs to the whole LWBC. If you like this video, go ahead and press the like button. If you like the content on the page, feel free to subscribe to the page as well. I said I was going to do a social issue video, but you know, there's so many things going on in boxing that I think I need to address a couple of things in these next couple of videos, basically. Now, you know, I thought long and hard about this franchise championship that the WBC throws out to certain fighters based on certain circumstances, meaning that the circumstance usually has to do with having a tough ass mandatory that's not a guaranteed victory. I see this and I say to myself that, like, the WBC basically plays the dozens and will play favorites if you have something that that they don't want to partake in losing. I mean, to be honest, I can see how Canelo has star power. You know, don't get it twisted. He has star power. But Vasily Lomachenko, I mean, honestly, he doesn't really have star power like that. I mean, sure, there's, I mean, when you think about it, there's like a target audience for him. But to be honest, man, a lot of that target audience comes from the MMA crowd. It really doesn't come from the boxing crowd like that, you know, because the average boxing crowd likes to just see someone get knocked out. You know, Lomachenko ain't really knocking anybody out. You know, we can say that, you know, Anthony Crolla got knocked out, but he was shot already. You know what I mean? Like, so we already know what time it is with that. Now, you know, it's interesting while I was reading about this whole situation with the franchise championship. Now, I don't know how true it is, but I heard that, you know, even if he does have the franchise championship, that he'll be undisputed, regardless if he fights Devin Haney for the regular WBC title. Now, I don't know how, I really need to research more of the stipulations about this whole franchise thing. You know, the way I look at it though, man, is I just look at it as a life jacket tool for a fighter who knows that, you know, he can potentially lose if he fights against one of these up and coming dudes. Like, I really don't look at it as anything but that. Now, you know, the thing is about this franchise championship, and I think I mentioned briefly in the other video, is that, like, you kind of are you're alternating the landscape of what boxing was originally for. Now, don't get it twisted. You know, the boxing, of course, you want to box because you want to make the biggest purses, and you want to, like, of course, make money from boxing. You know, that's the objective, is to, like, get in the sport, make money, and leave the sport in one piece, and leave the sport with all of your senses, and leave the sport with off until the sunset, with the ability to take care of your family and with the ability to enjoy your life after boxing. That's the objective of boxing at the end of the day. But there has to be a little part of you that says, you know, I want to be great. I want to like prove myself against the top level competition. You know, there has to be a little bit of a competitive desire in you that sees you wanting to compete at the highest levels, in addition to making purses. You know, that's something that is embedded. I will hope that it's embedded in every fighter. But with this franchise championship, you know, fighters who have that are deprived of getting to show that. You know, for the true boxing fan, this franchise championship leads to many what ifs. You know, we'll always be wondering, like, what if Devin Haney fought Vasily Lomachenko? What would happen if Devin Haney fought Vasily Lomachenko? You know, that would have been a good fight if Devin Haney fought Vasily Lomachenko. because when you look at it, Devin Haney, although he's a rookie fighter, he's already talking like a veteran fighter, because he already said, I'm not afraid to like forego my just to show how great I am, and then we can see how great Vasil Lomachenko is, because if he beats me, that will show something too. Uh, you know, what needs to be said is perhaps it can backfire, because they're going to say, oh, Devin Haney was too green or something like that. But I don't see that happening, because it'll just be a testament of how great Lomachenko is if he's able to keep up with these young guys. Because I'm going to tell you something, man, and this is going to be an unpopular opinion too, is that Devin Haney, like, he possesses athleticism and he possesses like a skill set that will give Lomachenko many problems. For one, Lomachenko has short arms. Devin Haney has long arms. And I'm pretty sure that Devin Haney's team Haney will see to it that he knows how he utilizes the reach in which he has. Because when you really look at it, although Lomachenko fights from the outside majority of the time, he has to really get inside in order to fight from the outside, for the simple fact that, his arms are short. And I'm just going to be real. Speed and athleticism favors Devin Haney. Quiet as is kept, although he's fought like lower tier competition, Devin Haney has more fights than Vasil Lomachenko. You know what I mean? That's not to say that he's more seasoned, but that's just to say that, he has more fights under his belt, and he's the condition is already there for him to already just like really step into like 12-round fights. And I believe he had a couple of 12-round fights already, if I'm not mistaken. Now, it was interesting. I don't know if this is true or not, but what I saw, what I saw is that basically, I guess he was a representative of Top Rank or something. I don't, I can't like put my hand on who he was, but the fact of the matter is, he said they asked for the franchise championship. So, what this tells you is that Mauricio Suleiman, he's willing to sabotage boxing in order to appease certain fighters. We already saw this with Canelo. When Canelo was having disputes and was discontent with the WBC and dropped the WBC, you saw Mauricio Suleiman running behind Canelo, like a dog with its tail wagging, basically pleading with Canelo not to drop the belt, just basically trying to cater to Canelo's wants and needs, even if it meant like basically sabotaging the sport. And we see this going on, and we're going to see more of it. You know what I mean? To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they make who else? The bottom line is, I wouldn't be surprised if they make someone else a franchise champion who's in a loaded division, and is not necessarily what people make them out to be skill-wise and boxing ability-wise. You know what I mean? And so that's what I think. I really think that that's gonna really be the order of the day thus far. It's this franchise championship thing, for certain fighters. Certain fighters are going to get a pass for ducking. This is basically what it comes down to. Is that the WBC will basically give you a pass for ducking if, you share certain characteristics that, they don't want to lose, and that they would lose if a young, up and coming, hungry fighter went ahead and took that strap. I mean, quiet as it's kept, the WBC would love Deontay Wilder to be like not have a strap anymore. But Deontay Wilder is doing what he has to do in defending that strap and always being ready to fight whoever they put in front of him. So that's the one thing about Wilder you can't say is that he ducked a fade. But with these franchise champions, they have ducked fades. We can talk about the saga over and over again, and this shows you the how should I say it, the inconsistencies of the WBC. Now, WBC ordered a title eliminator for Triple G and Charlo. They never, that was never enforced, and that winner would have got Canelo. You know what I mean? The thing is this. I mean, what I know happened, this is what I know to be the case, is that, Canelo probably saw to the fact that Jamal Charlo would win against Triple G and would hurt him badly, okay? And, at the end of the day, Canelo probably didn't want to have Charlo as a mandatory, next. Now, I'm going to talk about Canelo in the next video, but the WBC, by them inventing this championship, they're basically going to allow a fighter to really just cower out, and the thing is, we're going to see through, we see through this thing, this new stipulation. I mean, you can give the ceremony for these franchise champions or whatever the case may be, but when it really comes down to it, what a franchise champion just shows is that you really didn't want that guy to be put in the line of fire against a potential dude who can beat him, and so, it's kind of messed up because you deprive fans of good fights, you deprive fans of fights we want to see, and, I wouldn't, as I said before, there will be more franchise champions, and the things that those franchise champions will share in common is that they have a tough schedule. They'll have a Mando that, will potentially beat them, and that they don't want to take their chances with that Mando. So that's why they'll become a franchise champion, and, that's all I got for now on this issue. It's interesting because Eddie Hearn has came out and spoke, and I really don't like Eddie Hearn at all, but he has came out and spoke and said that, with the franchise champion, you deprive a fighter of being great. You deprive a fighter of saying that he be the greatest, and that's true. I'll give him that, and that's all I got for now, guys. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments. Full of sending out. Enjoy.